JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 9th of June 2022. So yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our jfdbrokers.com website, and specifically the part here, the tab, the market news and analysis tab, which you can click on, and it will take you to this page, which I believe you can find useful. So guys, now then, oh, and also of course before continuing, I have to apologize for yesterday's cutoff and the video, because well, when I was talking about, I can't remember exactly which pair it was. I think it was USD CAD. Well, we had a bit of a power cut, so yeah, unfortunately, these things are out of my control. So hopefully today everything is going to go smoothly. And also just to mention as well that tomorrow there won't be any Traders Espresso. We will resume on Monday, guys. But for today, let's jump into Nikkei and mission accomplished. So what I was talking about previously, I was saying that if we climb above that 27,580 zone and we continue to trade above it, then yeah, we could go higher, and my next target would be this 28,339 level, which we managed to reach. That's the highest point of March. We tested that area and drifted back down. Nevertheless, we still ended today's trading session in positive territory. Well, I would say fractionally in positive territory. But what's interesting is that we have finished the week in nicely in the positive zone here. So, long story short, now what could we expect next? So, of course, we still have one trading day left in this week. So if we do climb and stay above this 28,339 level, then yeah, maybe we could see a bit of a move further north. The only thing is what I'm gonna consider right now. Let's say if if this barrier, this 28,339 level, continues to provide let's say resistance, then maybe a bit of a retracement here could be possible, which could be quite healthy for this index. And if we do see that retracement, then we'll keep an eye on this upside line taken from the low, the 12th of May, which if yeah, provides good support, and if we do see a good hold up near this upside line, we might see a nice rebound, and yeah, then another maybe push higher. Either way, it's still gonna end up kind of leaning towards the idea of waiting for a push above this 28,339 level first. So, and basically, yeah, that's the game plan. But again, I want to say that, like I said, mission accomplished. This target has been reached, so now we can try to reevaluate things again here. Shanghai Composite, guys. So this one's a little bit tricky. So, and this is exactly why I kept on saying this whole week that wait for this break above this 3,280 and the 3,290 area in order to get comfortable with let's say higher levels. So at the moment, and this is exactly what you see, that the sometimes it's not enough to see just a break of a trend line, and you can see that now the index is drifting back down. However, we still have around 50 something minutes left of trading on this one, so maybe the bulls could lift this one back and keep it above this downside line. If they can, then maybe this could increase the chances for Nikkei to rebound and push higher. Then, but well, again, I would say I'm still gonna prefer to wait for a push above this highlighted territory instead. For the downside, a break of this upside line would be needed, but also just for that maybe extra confirmation, a push through this 3,160 territory could be ideal. Nasdaq, and this one is Nasdaq 100, guys. So yesterday we drifted back down, we closed in the red. However, we still remain within this little range. So as you know, the US indices right now are a bit stuck in these little ranges. The positives, on the positive side, is the fact that we still kind of remained above the 21-day EMA. So yeah, that could be seen as a positive. The cash index right now is sitting at around 12,575 territory. So basically slightly below yesterday's close. Not something really drastic here, and it's interesting that we're still above that 21-day EMA. So again, in order for me to still get comfortable with the upside, I would prefer to wait for a push above this 12,897 territory right here, marked by the current highest point of June. I will start aiming slowly to the upside on a push above this 12,762 territory, but if we, still, I would get, like I said, more comfortable on a push above this 12,897 zone. For the downside, I need to see a drop somewhere below this 12,458 territory, and then we could consider a bit of a retracement here towards this upside line taken from the low the 20th of May. The S&P 500, and this is what I was talking about, basically the range here. This is where we're currently stuck at, and we're currently sitting in here. So yeah, I mean, we're playing a bit of a waiting game here. Okay, so that's fine. The cash index is currently sitting at around just slightly above that 4,100 zone. So we're currently at a 4,103, something like that area. Still above the 21-day EMA and above this hurdle right here, this 4,075 territory. If we drop below it, then yeah, this is where I'll consider maybe a bit of a retracement, a bit of a move to the downside, and then I'll just take it from there. For the upside, yeah, I need to see a push above the 4,177 territory right here, and if I get that, then my next target is this downside line taken from the high of the 29th of March. Now this is a bit of a tentative downside line here. We only have 2 touches, so like I said, I'll just aim for it as a potential obstacle here on the way higher, where we could initially kind of aim for that, the 100-day EMA or even the 200-day EMA, but a comfortable break of this downside line would still be needed. But of course, before all that, we need to keep an eye on that 4,177 territory. Now, jumping into the German index DAX, and we saw yesterday this beautiful decline here. Again, this 14,600 territory, I spoke about that level, and it held nicely. It provided strong resistance, and there we go. We saw a decline. We moved lower. The cash index is currently sitting at around 14,347 level. So basically, we're quite below yesterday's close, I would say, and we're also below this 100-day EMA, although everything looks a little bit on the negative side. However, don't forget that we are still above this upside line, and this is exactly why I have drawn this arrow like this. So currently what we're seeing could be classed as a temporary correction before another possible leg of buying. But again, let's get that confirmation first, and then we can talk about maybe a potential up move again. If this upside line gets broken and the pair starts falling below this highlighted territory right here, which is roughly between the 14,226 and the 14,315. if we drop somewhere below this, then yeah, maybe we could consider a move lower. However, don't get me wrong, I might reevaluate this area because maybe it's a little bit out of date. But again, I'm gonna see how it's gonna play out here. For now, if we do kind of ignore one of these levels, then I'll have to reevaluate this area once again. DXY, the dollar index, guys. So this one is at a very tricky spot. So still, this 102.65 territory is doing its job and providing good resistance. Yep, we are keeping a close eye on it because even today, again, we've tested that area and we're struggling to push above it. Now. This whole formation right here doesn't look very positive, I would say. However, let's not, let's say, improvise too much, and let's stick to some of the levels. So for example, for the downside, I would like to see a drop below this 102.26 zone. A nice good drop below it, yep, may open the door towards this upside line finally, which we haven't tested yet, but it could be, could be a good opportunity for the sellers if we, like I said, if we drop below this 102.26 territory. If we continue to trade above that 21-day EMA, and also we climb somewhere above this 102.65 territory and stay above it, now that's where, yep, more buyers could join in. Now jumping into gold, yeah, guys, gold is at a very interesting spot here, and we continue to trade above this upside line. I talked about this one yesterday. We climbed higher. We tested that 200-day EMA, that 1858 level I spoke about previously. Excuse me. Yep, we are now kind of keeping an eye on this, of course, because in a way, if you're looking for some upside, yes, a push above this 1858 territory still is required. I mean, this is what I want, just to get a little bit more comfortable. But still, I mean, we have this other obstacle, this 1870 territory, which also could, provide a bit of a resistance. So, but if that gets broken, well, maybe we'll get ourselves a nice ascending triangle pattern here. So, yeah, keep that in mind. But for the downside, guys, if we break this upside line and we start pushing, lower, maybe if we fall below yesterday's low here near the 1845 territory, then maybe more sellers could join in. Jumping into WTI oil, guys, and there we go, boom. We pushed through the this upper side of the rising channel pattern, and to be honest, it's time to get rid of it. I think now other things have to be monitored here. Actually, I'm going to reuse this. I'm going to recycle this line. Always recycle, guys. So yeah, there we go. This upside line here, taken from the low of the 11th of May. And now I'll keep an eye on that one. It kind of, I think it might also coincide with the 21-day EMA later on. This arrow has to be redrawn, so I would say this way, that as long as the commodity remains above this 120.96 territory. Yesterday I spoke about this and I said that if we climb above it and stay above it, then yeah, we could go higher. And if we continue to trade above this 120.96 territory, then well, I'll aim for that 129.42 level or even above it, guys. I mean, of course, you're probably not very happy at the moment at your gas stations, but well, that's, this is one of those cycles that we have to go through. I mean, don't get me wrong, eventually it will drop at some point, but when, that's a good question, because I think that there is still more upside for this one. Now, jumping into BCH USD, which is Bitcoin Cash. Maybe you don't look at this one very often, but I try to look at all of them because sometimes some of them do present themselves with maybe better opportunities, and in this situation here we have Bitcoin Cash, which is currently kind of balancing near this 171.43 territory, which is the low of the 27th of May. Now, if you're looking for some downside, well, there's a good indication that, you know, we could go further south. We are trading below this downside line here. Yeah, we do have some room still for the upside, but at the moment we're closer to this key support zone near the 171.43. If we break that, my next target, as you can probably see here now, is going to be this one, the lowest point of May near the 150s, guys. So the psychological 150 target could be the next level to watch if we drop below this 171.43 zone. For the upside, I would actually prefer to see a push above the 21-day EMA here, and I would like to see the pair, the pair staying above it in order to get a little bit more comfortable with a larger correction to the upside. Because don't forget, we're still trading below this downside line taken from the high of the 31st of March of this year. Okay, so jumping into a few pairs very quickly, guys. AUD USD, there we go, boom. We broke the upside line and we're drifting lower. However, we'll stick to my game plan and we got a break of this upside line. So if you're, for example, if you were quick enough here and to capture this drop, okay, congratulations, you're now, you know, like in profit. Certainly, obviously, you have to put your stop loss right now on the break even, because this is a very interesting spot here, because we could drift lower, we could test the 21-day EMA, and if it holds, we could get a rebound and push back to the upside. That's why I have my kind of downside scenario somewhere from around here, the 0.7141 level, and as you drop below it, would place well, actually, first of all, it would be a new low for June confirmed. Yep, we could see this one drifting further south, and yep, and then of course we'll go slowly on, you know, aiming for these levels. For the upside, I will still stick to the same level, the 0.7265 territory right here, marked by the 200-day EMA, and then yeah, we could go higher, but again, it's a bit of going to be a bit of a waiting game here for this for the bulls, unless let me just quickly redraw this very quickly. One thing I wanted to mention, not this one, but this one right here. Maybe we could start aiming higher if we, let's say, break this downside line. Now it's a bit of a tentative one, don't get me wrong, but let's say this could be one part of, you know, aiming higher. So if you break this downside line taken from the high of the 3rd of June, and yeah, then we could aim for that 0.7265 territory, and if that gets cleared, yes, higher levels could be met. We can see in the chat room here, can trade my share since 1 month. Where is update in this case? I do not exactly know what are you referring to, but yeah, I mean, maybe customer support could help out. So yeah, guys, I do not really know much about this, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but yeah, like I said, try to maybe talk to customer support, but they might be able to help. But coming back to the charts here, USD JPY, guys, very quickly, so you can see that we are seeing a bit of a retracement, which is fine, and we're getting a little hold up near this 133.82 territory right here, and that level, and let me just scroll back, and I think I need to jump into a monthly chart here. So that level is this one right here, the high of the 1st of April, or actually in general the highest point of April of 2002. If you remember, in the beginning of this week, I was aiming for that level. I said that we might reach that one before. Of course, my main target is this one, the 135.16, but before that, of course, we could reach this one here, and we did reach it. We did overshoot it even, yep, we're now seeing a bit of a retracement where the same hurdle is acting as a good area of support. Still, there is potential for this one to move higher, and I think this is where the point I need to remove this falling wedge pattern, which we successfully kind of identified. And now I'm going to keep an eye on this steep upside line, guys. The steep upside line taken from the low of the 30th of May. If it continues to provide support, then yeah, we'll continue aiming to the upside. USD CAD, guys, this one's quite interesting. So beautiful rebound from this upside line. I talked about it. This upside line is drawn from the low of the 1st of June 2021. So, so yeah, again, in June we are testing this upside line, but only next year, in this year. So the question here is, can we see a larger rebound from this upside line? Well, again, this one mission was accomplished, and as yesterday I was talking about this one, this is where the kind of the power cut happened, and this is where I was cut off, and yeah, so what I was saying and what I wanted to deliver to you guys, that for this one, for example, if you're looking for some further declines, then yes, a drop below this upside line and drop below this 1.2522 territory is required, just to be a little bit more on the safe side. For the upside, what you can do here is, and let me just draw this one very quickly. Oh, not this one, but this one right here, guys. So this downside resistance line taken from the high of the 12th of May of 2022. So of course this year. So if you're looking for some higher levels, then yes, a break of this downside line could help you out. However, me personally, I do understand that we could be missing out on a bit of territory here, but I would rather stick to this 1.2676 territory just to be a little bit more excuse me, on the safe side. At the same time, if we do push above this barrier, maybe at that time we would also push above all of the EMAs, and this way potentially attracting more buyers into the game. So at the moment, I would say we're playing a bit of a waiting game here. So because we're stuck between these two trend lines, let's see which way we're going to break out. GBP USD, this one is a mess, although it is providing opportunities, of course. And you can see here, when I was previously talking about GBP USD, I said that if we continue to trade and stay below this 1.2472 territory right here, then yeah, we could go lower. We could go for some of these lower levels. But yeah, we need to see again a drop below this hurdle, and we would like to see the pair staying below this area. So if we do stay and we don't get another false breakout then like this here, well, I mean, like I said, I will aim for this 1.2329 level. For the upside, pretty straightforward. I need to see a push above this 1.2667 territory, because at the same time we will break the this downside line, and yep, this would confirm a forthcoming higher high. Now, euro against the Turkish lira, guys. This is, I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, but as you can see, well, this is this is quite interesting. When whenever it's in the news and everybody's talking about it, suddenly becomes like a huge tragedy and everything. And in any case, I mean, it was a bit of a tragedy here, for example, back in November, when suddenly the Turkish lira started devaluating rapidly and going from somewhere 11 going into all the way to the 20 here. And after that, we saw a huge decline at the end of the year here, and a huge kind of drop. And well, from here, from after kind of bouncing off of this 100-day EMA, the pair started slowly grinding higher, and we're actually almost back at the same. We kind of repeated the same route, but within a longer period, a little bit here, not like within a month. Only within half a year period, I would say, or actually 5-month period, and that's okay. And for everybody, that's okay. So, like, I mean, yeah, because maybe the economy is adjusting accordingly, so there is time to adjust. But what's next here? What I'm aiming for, to be honest, is of course not something that's not very nice for the Turkish economy, but yeah, we're aiming for this 19.25 territory. We're also aiming, and also I will be aiming for that 20.60 zone as well. So at the moment, guys, yep, the euro is very strong against the Turkish lira. Similar story with the pound and the US dollar, and yep, at the moment, like I said, I am targeting this 19.25 territory, and then I'll take it from there. Quick update on this one, Euro and ZD, guys. So yesterday, and what I wanted to talk about this one, and well, actually from last week, I kept on mentioning this pair, and I said that wait for this one. I mean, this might be forming a possible falling wedge pattern, and there we go. I mean, boom. We initially, of course, we got a false breakout, and then the next day, yesterday, we kind of got a nice move again above this upper side of the this fallen wedge. So far, everything's looking quite nice here. I am targeting this 1.6842 level right here. This is a very interesting area of support, or support resistance, or at least it could look like that. So yeah, this is going to be the area that I'm going to be aiming for. Let's see if we can reach that in a similar fashion as with the USD JPY. But at the moment, yeah, everything's kind of pointing in that direction, unless the pair drops heavily below this 1.6368 level. That's from where I will get comfortable with the downside. Anywhere around here, it could still be maybe seen as a temporary correction before another possible leg of buying. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys. And finally, EURUSD. We are still keeping an eye on these two levels. Oh, and by the way, of course, you need to keep an eye on the news today, guys. We do have the ECB coming out with an interest rate decision, so expect a bit of volatility, and maybe this could lead to a break through one of these levels. Either a push up of this 1.0787, that's what we need here in order to get a little bit more comfortable with the upside. For the downside, a drop below this 1.0636 territory would be required in order maybe to at least consider a move lower. Again, do not forget about possibilities of a false breakout, so be very careful, have your stop losses in place just in case it kind of, reverses suddenly and goes against you. And of course, keep your eyes on, like I said, on the news. I would say, from the personal perspective, I would rather wait for the news and then kind of, maybe do something about it. And another thing, also keep in mind that, just bear with me one moment. Where's that calendar? So yeah. Basically, wait for the interest rate decision, see what's going to happen then. If we don't get much, let's say, jumping around or anything like that, then well, we have 45 minutes after that, we have the ECB press conference, so maybe the whole kind of volatility could be left for that time. So just kind of keep that in mind, because, well, history kind of shows that this is exactly what's happening all the time. So guys, that's it for this session. Like I mentioned to you in the beginning of this video, tomorrow there won't be any Traders Espresso. We will resume on Monday. But yeah, guys, once again, I do apologize for the kind of the cutoff in the video yesterday. It was I had a power cut, so yeah, unfortunately, cannot protect myself from something like that. Unless you have the great infrastructure or something like that. So, but anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining in and watching till the end. I hope you have a fantastic trading day today. Tomorrow, don't overtrade, have your stop losses in place, and everything will be fine. So thank you very much, and bye-bye.